Good evening, my name is Christian Smith, and this PowerPoint is going to be on the sport of fly fishing. With any type of fishing that you have, of course you need your rod and your reel. But with fly fishing, there is a certain rod and there's a certain reel that makes everything come together. There are many different types and sizes and lengths when it comes to fly rods. It starts at a 0 weight and it works its way up to a 12 weight. It all depends on what type of fish you are going for. If you're going for the smaller trout or the smaller fish, a 0, a 1, a 2, or a 3 weight will work perfect for that. But as you make your way up to the higher weights, such as a 10, 11, or a 12, these are used for the bigger fish, like big bass or big trout. The larger the size, the bigger the rod is. So 0 weight is a smaller rod, and a 12 weight is a bigger rod. For each rod there's a certain reel that goes along with it. When you use a bigger rod, you're going to use a bigger reel. If you use a smaller rod, you're going to use a smaller reel. So it all comes up with a portion of things. Along with the fly reels and the fly rods comes the fly lines. There are two different types of fly lines used. One type is floating line, which floats on the top of the water surface. Usually with this type of line, you want to use a dry fly, which imitates bugs landing on top of the water, which makes the fish come up and eat them. The second type of line is sinking line, which is weighted down with lead and usually sinks 10 to 15 feet under the water's surface. Usually with this, we would use a streamer that imitates a bait fish swimming around in the water and attracts a big predator fish. Along with just fishing, fly tying is a huge part of the sport and makes fly fishing what it is today. Fly tying creates bugs and bait fish that allow the fish to be caught. To the picture to my left is a simple fly vise which holds onto the hook. The picture to my right is all the utensils used to tie flies. We use thread and we use different sizes of hooks to create these flies. There are generally three different types of flies. There are streamers, like I mentioned earlier, wet flies, and then also dry flies. These streamers are certain types of flies that imitate baby fish swimming in the water. So usually bigger fish and thicker fish, usually attracted to these, will eat these. The wet flies are usually flies that sink into the water and imitate other bugs. And then these dry flies are flies that float on the water surface and imitate flies such as dragonflies, flies that land on the surface and the fish come up and eat them. And everything all comes together with the casting. When using the art of fly fishing, casting is the most important. Casting uses a whipping-like motion back and forth to target a certain area of the creek or stream or lake. Generally, you'd whip it back and forth as many times as you need to get to that location. The general tip is using 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock to adjust your casting. Fly fishing is different from other types of fishing. It uses the beauty that God gave us to do something that everyone loves. Thank you.